Hello, today on DIY with Chris. Hi y'all, today we're going to be working on a fall project that we can also use for Halloween. It's a great way to use old crates, and they're usually free if you pick them up at businesses that use them. So all it's going to take is one crate. We have a picture of it here in the back. So what we're going to use is we're going to take apart the crate and use the crossbars, just do one center support that's going to go all the way down. So you can see that there, and then that's what's going to go either into the ground or just prop it up on the ground so that it's sitting off and to reduce the rotting of the bottom plank. So we're just going to run crossbar or cross members on this, and then one stake up the middle, and then we're going to paint on, sand finish and everything, the actual planks, and we're going to paint on a pumpkin there in the middle, write some words on it, and then we're going to shade all of the rest of the planks to make it look, or to give it some more depth. This is going to be a great way to get out and do something for the fall. You know, it's starting to get a little bit colder, so it's still going to get all of the family involved, and it'll be something to get everybody out and just moving and doing something and excited for the fall weather, moving into Halloween and getting closer to winter. The next step to making our fall pumpkin sign is to get an old pallet or an old crate. And as you can see on the back side here, we've removed a lot of the ribbing and a lot of the planks that are on there. So once we've removed those off of it, it'll just take a simple pry bar or a hammer and you can knock them out of place. Then we have the plank that's sitting right here. And as you can see, we have some nails that are in it. And so we're going to work on getting all of the nails out and making the planks nice so we can get them on the center support and then start painting them. So we're going to work on the nails. Usually I'll put the nails over by a sport, and then that's going to make it easier to knock them back the other direction. And then you just flip it right over and use your hammer to pull the nails out. Be sure that you clean up your nails afterwards so nobody steps on them, nobody is injured on it, especially if they're old pallets like this. The nails are really rusty and it can go right through your boot. The nails are long enough to do that. So be sure that you're following your safety precautions here and just having a good time. Next step we're going to do after we've got all the nails out and got the planks off that we need. After that, we're going to sand it down and make it more user-friendly. Right now, you can easily get slivers out of it. It's not very friendly for children or the rest of the family. So we're going to take care of that. We just did our initial sanding layer on the top. We're using a 60 grit sandpaper because we really want to get down into it. A lot of these pallets have been used for a long time and recycled, so they have a lot of damage on them. So if I pull it up here, you can see on the bottom I didn't sand that, so it's really dark and kind of eroded there. And so I have sanded most of the rest of this, and so it's going to give us a lot better base to work with. We do want to stain this and protect it, seal it afterwards to make sure that these boards are going to last and make it look a little bit better. So compared to the other side, again, you can see there's a lot of harshness on it, and so we want to sand it, and that's also going to give us a much smoother finish and then kind of bring out some more of the grains. Some pallet wood can actually be pretty nice, and so if you either use a planer or sand it down a bit, then you can bring out a lot of those grains and the nice wood that they use, because you can get oak pallets and whatnot, so that'll really bring out the wood that you want in it. Something else that you do want to be aware of is a lot of these can be warped after being used for so long. So you're going to have to get into the groove, and so you can use a planer too, and that'll try and give you a much flatter board if you have it available. If not, this is just kind of a holiday craft project, so it's not a big deal if they're a little bit warped. The main thing we're concerned about is just getting it nailed to the actual center support so we can put our picture on there.
Alright everybody, our next step is going to be to take a Sharpie and draw on the outline of our pumpkin. Alright, and then once you have your outline of the pumpkin painted on, we're going to go ahead and fill it in with our orange paint. The paint we're using is a sample size of Robust Orange from Lowe's.
DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself.